gentlemen, Singapore in the 60s is unimaginable to many young Singaporeans today, and the places that we live, work and play has transformed tremendously in just one generation. So let's hear from our planning pioneers.
I'm glad that I belong to this generation which witnessed the transformation of the island. Urban Redevelopment Authority, known as the URA, started to transform many land parcels and amalgamating them to allow larger, more comprehensive projects to be built in this central business district.
Okay, Peng Chai, you were in the first concept plan.
I should say first master plan.
Oh, first master plan.
That one was for 1952 to 72, planning for 2 million people. But very soon we found it very outdated. And because of shortage of staff, we had only 2 planners who had to look after the review of the master plan every 5 years. And our ministry, National Development, was very sympathetic towards this and so approached the UN for assistance. That's where the concept plan came in. It is a plan that replaces the master plan. And it's a more forward-looking plan. It's holistic, it's comprehensive, long-term, larger population, and most importantly, integrating land use and transportation proposals.
In the 60s, besides development, we also see the greening movement coming in. Is that?
Yes, in parallel to the industrialization program, it's concentrated on Jurong, as well as the housing program where we are building a lot of new towns, that we were also very conscious of the environment, as Singapore was promoting the concept of a garden city, and so we were very generous with providing planting strips and roadside trees and to change the microclimate of the country, of the city, if possible.
In the 60s, there's all this type of rush for development, but there was also a conservation. What was it?
This rapid transformation to have new buildings, a lot of our old shop houses in the central area were torn down. There was little concern for to conserve these heritage buildings. No? Luckily, the government started this something early 80s, and now the public and private sectors are working together to conserve as many of these buildings, and they created this Chinatown, the Kampong Glam area, and Little India. And where we are here now is an example of a conserved building being adapted for reuse.
So conservation actually adds texture and history to the cityscape.
Yeah, it's our identity of our culture and way of life.
So it gives us a sense of rootedness. Daniel, you are also a developer. So tell us, is conservation a burden to developers?
It's always a challenge because land cost is so high. Singapore, scarce land resources, and then we have this port ratio control, height control. So to conserve and adaptive reuse is definitely a challenge to a developer.
But you went into voluntary conservation.
Singapore history is so short, so I thought we should preserve as much heritage as possible. So there were 2 blocks of estate building came along in Armenia, and we acquired it. Then we went to URA for voluntary conservation.
That's very commendable. And you got an award for it?
Yeah, we won 4 awards for that.